Hey guys, welcome back to my channel all about English by Asta. Today we are going to do Abhijnanshakuntalam by Kalidas. So guys, let's study about the author. So first point, a classical Sanskrit author who is often considered as ancient India greatest playwright and dramatist. His plays and poems are primarily based on Vedas, Ramayanas, and Mahabharata and Puranas. His works consist of three plays and two epics and two shorter poems. Next point, much about the poet is unknown. So guys, he was an ancient poet. He never wrote about the period about his period. So historians couldn't find about his period. His works cannot be dated precisely but believed to be authored before 5th century. And so guys, his style is pure, simple, genuine and brief. So you can add on these lines in your answers. Unaffected simplicity of words and expression and easy flowing languages are markings of his writings. This one takes place in the hermitage of Rishi Kanva, where King Dishwanta is seen hunting a deer until stopped by the ascetics. Further, he is requested to pay a visit at the hermitage of Patriarch and to enjoy the hospitality offered by Shakuntala. There he saw Shakuntala and fell in love with her. He was eager to know about the birth of Shakuntala before asking her hand in marriage, and therefore he disguised himself as a minister who was sent by the king. Act 2. The scene takes place in the forest. In this scene, the king is with Madhava. So, who is Madhava? The court jester and companion of the king. It's a comedy scene. Yes, Act 2 is known as a comedy scene because Madhava makes the surrounding light by his punning jokes. So here he complains king about the trouble caused to him by the king. So he says that his body is in a state of misery. Now we see that king is totally obsessed with Sakuntala's beauty and wants to marry her. So in the first scene, he confirms her caste by asking her story from the friends. So now and he has even drudged himself from the responsibilities of the king because he left everything and being in the forest just waste just decided to be on the side of Shakuntala. As a good friend, Madhava points the fault of the king by not going to the go back to his kingdom. So in this scene, we get to know that King Dushyant is childless, and to carry the kingdom, his mother is doing a fast, and she requested him to be present before she is to break the fast. But he is totally obsessed with Shakuntala that he sends Madhava in place of himself. So the act 3 takes place in the hermitage of Rishi Kanva. So this scene is a romantic scene where Shakuntala is seen burning in the love of for the love of King Dushyant. So which has caused her discomfort. So Priyamvada and Anusuya, who is her friend, they understood her state of mind and finally decided to ask by themselves to Shakuntala. But Shakuntala readily disagrees, and but when she was urged by her friend, she told that she is pinning for the love of the King Dushyant, and King Dushyant is also present there, hiding behind the bush. Or he also hears her words and is very overjoyed, and seeking the opportunity, he also confirmed his love for Shakuntala. And this scene is filled with singaras, which means there's a romantic scene. Be a question, which scene is full of singaras? So it's scene 3, act 3. Now we jump on to Act 4. This scene takes place in the hermitage. In this scene, we see Shakuntala, friends, overjoyed, being married to King Dushyant. Now we get to know that Shakuntala is already married to King Dushyant. We get to know that they are married according to Gandharva rite. Gandharva rite, a form of marriage done in the presence of only lovers, and it do not requires any confirmation from any elders. So now in this scene, Shakuntala has been cursed for being absent-mindedly disrespecting Rishi Durvasha. She even do not knows that she was cursed, because it was heard by Anasuya and Priyavada, who decided to not to tell Shakuntala. Now Shakuntala is having a baby, is carrying a baby of King Dushyant. And now we get to know that Rishi Kanva, the foster father of the Shakuntala, already knows that her daughter got married to King Dushyant, and is happy with his daughter on getting a suitable husband. He readily accepts and want her to send to her in-laws. And now in this scene, the scene ends with a pain of a father who leaves whose daughter leaves for her in-laws. Now Act 5, the scene takes place in the king court. So ill omen is felt by Shakuntala. Now they are preparing to leave for King Dushyant court, but she's continuously getting an ill omen. And when she reaches the king court, her marriage the king denies her marriage with her because of the curse given by Rishi Durvasha. Insults her, comparing with the cuckoo who was trying to pass her baby in the name of his. So Shakuntala was very, very disheartened at the fact, and because she was ignorant of the fact that it was a call is the result of Rishi Durvasha curse. Now she was left behind by the ascetics, where she cried loudly, and where she was carried to the heaven by her mother Menika. Act 6. There is a realization of Shakuntala by King Dushyant, because he has found that ring which has fallen from Shakuntala's hand when she worshipped Indra in the river. After seeing the ring, the king was reminded of Shakuntala, and he regrets the way he treated her. So he was cursed that when Shakuntala would show a thing which belonged to him, he would remember. But Shakuntala lost it on her way, and he couldn't recognize her. Now he pins in love for Shakuntala and his child, because he was a childless father, and he wanted a child to carry on his kingdom. So now, and in this scene, we see Matali, who was sent by Indra to call upon Dushyanta to fight against the demon. So there was a attack on the gods, and only Dushyant, because he was very brave, he can make them afraid. So Act 7, the celestial region, and then the hermitage of Aditi and Maricha. Who are they? They are the parents of Aditi and Maricha. There, what happened after that war was over? They were victorious. King Dushyant won, and he went to pay a tribute to Aditi and Maricha. So there he met a very brave boy who happened to be his child. है now what happened he was unaware of the fact, but he, after seeing the child, he was overwhelmed thinking about his own child and Shakuntala. At last they met in the hermitage of Aditi and Mary. The misunderstanding subsided away, and at last there was a happy